Here we are with another Friday morning live, September 13th, 2024. And it's a beautiful sunny day. Puts a smile on our faces. Just imagine if there was no sun for an extended period of time. It would be complete darkness. That would be interesting. Plants would start dying off. And everything else would follow. With no light. I hope everybody is doing wonderful, even though we have a lot of crazy things going on around the world. I don't know why. It's acting strange to Facebook Live. Part of it. But it is what it is. Let me see if there's let's see if I can see anything going on here. I have to make sure. Is the sound working? Testing. Yes, the sound's working. Okay, great. I don't know why it's not showing up on the live board. More challenges. Our wonderful world of computers. We love when they work, and when they don't work, it's some challenges for us. But anyway. Laney, is that how you pronounce your name? Lane or Laney? Laney? I was never a master of words, that's for sure. You have some people who have the gift of the gab. They can tell you off and make you feel great, that type of thing. Yes, Laney. Thank you. And I was never one with words. I was always one with, physical, working with my hands and showing things. And that's how MFS came to be. Through sharing our experiences. That's all it is. That's all we've done. Sharing our experiences. And that was, where are we now? 9.5 years, almost 10 years is coming up. Beginning of 2015. So January it'll be 10 years if we all make it through this craziness that's happening around the world. We need to really focus on mankind's morals There's too much caca going on around the world. Anyway, in this little realm of MFS, we're here because we love to live the fasting lifestyle. The fasting lifestyle helps us in many, many ways. And it helps us continuously purge the accumulations that we accumulate in the physical realm. Once we enter the physical realm through the womb, even before the womb, as soon as the spark of life happens inside the womb, we are at our starting point, I believe, of accumulation in this realm. Inside the mother's womb, inside our mother's womb, we are accumulating. And we're building obstructions which we will experience in this physical realm we call life. And these obstructions will bring forth many different challenges. And we always got to remember that emotion is seed, as we always say. Volition and emotion is seed of all creation. Nothing would be created without volition and emotion. Emotion brings forth the physicality that we all can see, feel, touch, smell, taste, hear. So this is the realm of these experiences, right? And we have our ancestral lineage that we are part of. We cannot be separate from that. And we learn to deal with all those emotions and hopefully bring balance to our ancestral lineage. Because I believe that we cannot be separate. So if we can bring balance within ourselves, we're always moving towards balance. We never reach that balanced state in this realm. I don't believe it happens. It's an ongoing motion. It's ongoing that we continuously choose to move in the direction of balance. It's never achieved, because stagnation is disease, so there always has to be flow and motion to keep things alive. So how do we deal with emotions? Well, fasting state is the way that I found allows the divine creator to work through soul into the physicality to allow us to move towards balance. It just happens automatically. There's no effort. There's only continual choices we make from moment to moment in the now space continuum to continue on that path, to be in that fasting state. It's a choice, ongoing. And we have that monkey mind telling us all the reasons why fasting is horrific, it's dangerous, it's no good, we got to break the fast, etc., etc., etc. So it's an ongoing choice that we make to choose to live and love a fasting lifestyle. Because what else is there out there, folks? What else is there? We're going to keep running from one addiction to another addiction. What do I mean by that? Well, from one magic pill to another magic pill. This is going to solve all your problems, right? And then it's the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and never, it never happens. Like, look at that post with $1.5 trillion, or the medical mafia made last year, and not one man, woman, or child's been cured. Cures doesn't exist in their realm of fiction. How can cure exist in the realm of fiction? That realm is completely all made up. It's 1.27 trillion. It's right in front of my eyes. Not a single cent was spent teaching you how to get healthier. Not a single cent was spent. Not a single cent was spent to cure anybody. Not at all. Cures don't exist in the fiction world. Not in my book. Everybody can believe whatever they want. They can do whatever they want. In this realm, we focus on the fasting lifestyle so we can allow the divine creator to do its magic through our soul into the physicality. It's all a state of allowing and not consenting or agreeing to all the other nonsense from the monkey mind or whatever sources of other information is coming towards us, whether it be from the fiction world of thought implants, from evil entities, from people who mean to do good and are discouraging you from continuing, which would be family, friends, co-workers, people on the internet that we never meet, and so on and so forth. So there's many, many challenges in the realm of fasting that we have to overcome continuously by moment-to-moment choices. And if we can learn to get into that space of allowing, we will see it becomes more and more comfortable, and actually we're going to feel much, much better over time as the obstructions continuously are purged from our physical, mental, and emotional states. So that's the way I see things. Whether anybody agrees doesn't matter. But what we can see and say from guiding tens of thousands of people over almost 10 years now is the experiences I had and continue to have in their fasting states has been very, very similar, if not identical, experiences many, many other people have had. So there's a common theme that we see in a fasting state. If there are any questions, now's a great time. This is why we're here. I got this let me see here. This wonderful tincture that's ready. It's been going for a while. This is the wonderful world of cayenne. It's just a beautiful thing. You gotta strain it, squeeze it out as best we can. But the wonderful world of herbs is at a point that it's very challenging to continue with this. It's getting harder to source them out, to import them. It's getting harder to export them. And the only reason is because we the people have allowed it. These are God's plants. Why is there any restrictions on God's plants? Because we've allowed it. Cayenne, in particular, now that I've shown that, is a herb that is miraculous, to say the least. And remember, in the realm of MFS, the biggest bang for your buck, when do we use herbs, is during our fasting states. Because in our eating states, they can only do so much. Herbs are highly elevated spiritual beings, much higher elevated than humans, right? They're just a plant with their roots rooted in the ground and don't have to do anything but just be and share their wisdom with us through different means, through vision, through touching, through smell, right? They share their wisdom. Through the fields is the most potent, because everything comes from the fields. So if everything comes from the fields, that would be the best place to start. So this is where tinctures, we're working with the fields pretty much exclusively. There's some physicality happening, and that's when you're taking herbs and eating. When you're in a fasting state, we are working from field to field. And this is where it took me decades to come to that realization that it's all about the fields, and why so many people go into the herbal realm and they don't find a lot of success because they're eating, right? We're consuming food and taking herbs. Yeah, you take a laxative, you see it works, the herbal laxative, right? So if you're using the millions of other herbs on the planet that are available, and you don't see them working like a laxative. It's not immediate, but you see within hours, half a day or so. Then we say, oh, they're not working, but they're doing their job. They're doing what they can, and the reason it's limited is because, as I said, we're eating when we're taking herbs. So the key to taking herbs and getting the most effect from them is in a fasting state, and this is where the realm of MFS shines like no other. Right? If you go out there, so many selling herbs and everything else, they don't talk about that the best way is to be in a fasting state. This comes from the realm of MFS, where people have done it accidentally in the past. We've all have. But to come to the realization that that is the most efficient way to use herbs is really, we've really hit it home in the realm of MFS. We've shattered all kinds of belief systems in this realm. If you go, the first few years were quite dramatic and challenging and fun all at the same time. Sharing this information, and we continue on this path. So back to the cayenne. Cayenne is a herb that when you mix it with any other herb, it enhances those other herbs. It makes them work better. It's just a beautiful, magical herb. On its own, it opens up the vascular system, stops internal, external bleeding, right? You get some cayenne powder. If you have a cut, put the cayenne powder on. You'll feel a little bit of stinging for a bit, and then the pain subsides and the bleeding stops. So if you have an external cut, I always suggest to take some cayenne internally and put it externally so it can work its magic from both ends. There's people who've been saved from gunshot wounds with cayenne powder. Heart attacks is people who've been saved from heart attacks with cayenne. Either tincture, powder, or mixed with water. Whatever you have available. I always carry a small tincture of cayenne in my car. You never know. You may be able to save a life. There's a video out there I watched a while ago, a few years back, of a woman who helped somebody having a heart attack. She's seen him have a heart attack. She had her cayenne. She put the cayenne in his mouth, and the guy wakes up freaking out because his mouth is burning. And the wife's there, and they're going, "What did you do to my husband?" Blah, 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 blah. So, as the story goes, they call the cops, and they're questioning the woman. The woman says, "Just cayenne pepper." Anyway, when the man who was having a heart attack went to the hospital, having all the tests done and everything. Yep, you've had a heart attack, but we don't see any damage or whatever, right? Because the cayenne pepper stopped the damage from happening. Allowed the physical body to correct itself with the information from the cayenne that went into that person's mouth. So yeah, it's interesting. Cayenne helps increase circulation rate, meaning open up the vascular system, and it's something that I've always, in Italian upbringing cuisine, they use a lot of, hot peppers of various types. Cayenne is included. And I've always liked the cayenne. I've always been a fan of cayenne. So it's one herb that I would highly recommend everybody have in their household in powder form and tincture form. Learn how to make tinctures. Joshua, how you doing? I'm loving how the emotions flow through the fasted states. They don't get stuck. Exactly. It opens up the stagnation and allows things to flow. When I start eating, it changes it, and I feel a big shift in how the mind operates and old urges return. Absolutely. Memory. We get triggered through memories. So if we eat the same things or similar things from the past, we'll trigger those memories. For example, in a fasted state, I have different interests and focus. Absolutely. I want to be outside or in a big conversation with someone who understands this. I may not crave entertainment like movies, etc., until I start eating, and all of a sudden I want Netflix and popcorn. You hit it right on the head, not Joshua, and this is why it's so challenging for the majority of people to live a fasting lifestyle. So challenging, right? We're continuously being influenced by our environments that we live in. And what's in our environments? We have the air, the sun, the buildings or nature, the people, right? The plants, etc., etc. Now, what's the most negative influence? If we're living in a city, we have all those emotions from all the people and the people themselves that we're living with and that we're interacting with. So these are the challenges that keep people from living in a fasting lifestyle. Peer pressure. If we all go back in our memory growing up and we would do things that we really didn't want to do because of peer pressure. And that, my friends, continues for the rest of our lives. So, as I said earlier, I don't know if you were listening, it's a choice we make continuously from moment to moment because of all these interactions that are influencing us to not live a fasting lifestyle, because a fasting lifestyle is not popular. And it's something that is frowned upon and looked down on for the most part. Yes, we've made a big dent in bringing forth fasting to the world, but even though people have experienced it, they are overcome through what I just said: environments, people, etc. So moment to moment we make these choices to live in the fasting state, and especially when we're doing the higher levels, getting up 4, 5, 6, 7, if we're experienced mass fast levels, we're going to lose weight, right? And that's the big fear factor in most people, losing weight, especially those people that are already very thin. And they cannot fathom the idea that they're going to lose more weight, and some of them do. Or some people go to skin and bones, but every single one that went through the level 7s, long level 7s with 108 days, that went to skin and bones, gained back their healthier, much healthier weight than before, right? Because purged out all the caca, build with new materials. Those who broke their fast horrifically paid heavily, because that is one of the most dangerous things from the long fast, is breaking your fast horribly. You know, even 3-day dry fast and you break it horribly, it's not a good experience, and it's not good for us. Just think the body's in that squeeze state, and we're bringing in more caca, more stuff that the body can't recognize as food. Some packaged food or whatever, deep fried stuff, whatever. And we put that in, and that the body's taking in full absorption with that stuff. So that stuff becomes permanently part of who we are, unless we fast it out. And we when we learn about the cycles, we got the 9-year cycles in this physicality, 9 years. So the oldest bone to replace itself is the femur in the leg. That's the oldest bone, it's the biggest bone. So that takes 9 years. So depending where we are in the cycle of those 9 years, we will have different experiences. And that's why we always have said from day one, 9 years is a good start to a master fasting lifestyle. Less is more. 9 years, we just start learning. We just start learning when we've completed 9 years. And why do I say that? Because I've been fasting for 35 years, and it seems like I'm just starting to learn now. Just starting to learn. It's 35 years. So 9 years is the absolute initiation where we start to learn. And we continue on that path if we choose from moment to moment to live a fasting lifestyle. I begin to relish self-discipline, also choosing to affect my environment best I can, rather than passively allowing it to drive me. This is from Joshua. Living in my own space, waking before the sun, meditation, calling in what I want to surround myself with. I'm reading other humans' energy. Oh yeah, that's good. You're interacting with the fields. I have to pay attention to what I'm giving off. I'm looking too deep. I scare people who don't want to be seen. Yeah, exactly. I find myself weeping for them when I'm alone, offering that pain back to God. Yeah, I know what you're saying exactly, Joshua. There's so much pain that people are carrying. Pain is addictive. I know I made a post a few days ago. Pain is addictive. And most people are living in misery, pain, and suffering. Most people. How can I say that? Well, everybody I associate with, at my age, older, younger, they're all on some kind of challenge with pains that they're dealing with. And the only solution they want is, what do you have to take for this pain or that pain? That's the program. They're not willing to make the massive change in their lifestyle. 35 years plus doing this Nothing's changed, but it's only gotten worse. Is what I can see. Will we have a big shift in the planet and people start to put God first in their lives and have morals? I have hope that that shift is coming and it's here and we'll experience it. But I don't have hope in mankind. There's only a small percentage of people with true morals, God values. And people can believe whatever they want. It's their choice. But if we look at in the last, few decades of what's been happening, and then especially in the last 4 years, last almost 5 years now, it's big changes. Big changes. And you got people dropping dead from the effects, left, right, and center. Had family and friends dropping dead through their choices. And we continue on, Joshua. Stay focused. Stay true. Let's be the change we want to see. Let's not get caught up in everybody else's misery, pain, and suffering. It's challenging. It's an ongoing effort from moment to moment. It's an ongoing effort to continue to stay on the path of peace, balance, correct conduct. It's an ongoing effort that we all must make if we choose to be living on that path. If we don't choose it, then we must do anything. we don't have to do anything. But if we choose it, then we must make those changes. If we choose it, look in the mirror. Am I choosing this lifestyle? Make the choice, make it happen. Anyway, any last questions before I call it a close? We're going to stay under 40 minutes with these calls. Thank you for joining us. Keep that plasma love always flowing. Let's send out that plaf to all those in desperate need, and especially the evil psychopath, war pig, warmongers, that they just can't see. They're overwhelmed with whatever, greed, etc., etc., etc. And if we can penetrate their heart with some plaf, and that plaf starts doing its work, we can have major changes in this planet. See you back on the page. See you back next Wednesday afternoon, Facebook Live. Ciao for now.